The category of hybrids is not just reserved for SUVs and sedans. Many of you guys know that the hypercars are hybrids as well. For example, we have the LaFerrari, a beautiful, fantastic car, and its competitor, the 918 from Porsche. Both of them deserve a video to see which one comes out on top. Today though, we're gonna be talking about supercars. Specifically, one from the land of the rising sun, the Acura NSX Type S from 2022 versus its competitor, the new kid on the block from Detroit, the E-Ray. Let's get into it. So let's go ahead and get to the powertrain of both of these awesome vehicles. Starting off with the E-Ray, we all know it's a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 that is a staple when it comes to Chevy and GM in general, really. Of course though, it's a hybrid. So they went ahead and slapped a motor in the front, making it an all-wheel drive Corvette, which is, I just love it. I think it's fantastic. With a battery that is 1.9 kilowatts. That's pretty small. Like if you look up the actual kilowatt size of like a Tesla, that's tiny. That's so small, so small. And I think I said 1.1 in the last video, by the way. I'm wrong, it's 1.9. This is compared to the 3 motors that the NSX gets, plus a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6. Like that is a special sauce right there. That is some specialness right there. And some witchcraft, that's some wizardry. That's a word, wizardry. That wizardry, god damn it, that wizardry gives you 600 horsepower combined. Like that's everything, 600 horsepower. That's a healthy amount of horsepower for such a small little car, a little package right there. Corvette does dial up by 55 horsepower, giving you 655 horsepower combined with the electric motor and that engine, the 6.2 liter, so sweet, naturally aspirated pushrod V8. It also gives you more torque at 595 foot-pounds of torque for the Chevy versus 492 for the Acura. Very fantastic. Weight-wise though, Acura just barely like nudges in there at 3,898 pounds. That's not bad. Hybrid-wise, that's a lot of components. Like for example, we have obviously the engine, twin turbo system. Those things aren't light. And then you also have the 3 motors and the batteries. If I didn't mention the batteries, the batteries are heavy. So like, yeah, I can't really speak today, but the batteries are freaking heavy. Corvette does barely tip the scale a little bit higher at 3,966 pounds. So this one does go to the Acura, as does the peak horsepower. Peak horsepower is made at 6,500 versus 6,450, just barely Acura. By the skin of your teeth, you're doing it. I like that. Peak torque easily goes to the Acura as well, 2,300. That's how low in the rev range that it's actually able to make that torque. That's fantastic. When it comes to the Chevy, it is much higher at 5,150 RPMs. So again, easily goes to the NSX. 0 to 60 though, that's a whole nother story. I love this. 2.5 seconds for the Chevy, 2.5 seconds. It has a gas engine, it's mainly gas. 2.5 seconds. The NSX does it in 2.9. Easy win when it comes to the Chevy. I'm so happy about that. I guess I am a bit of a Chevy shill, but I love all cars. Chevy just has like this little it has a bow tie, and that bow tie is so fancy. Where am I going with it? I have no idea. This leads us to the quarter mile time, which is easily taken by, well, before I get into that, let me just give you the numbers. Acura does 11 seconds. Now, in the previous video when I did the E-Ray, I didn't know what the quarter mile time is. But then finally Chevy actually posted it on their site for all to see. So you guys can go check this out. It's 10.5 seconds. Exactly the same as the Z06. So again, you're actually kind of getting similar numbers as the Z06 without that fancy engine for about $23,000 less, somewhere around there, $23,000 less. Same performance, actually a little bit faster when it comes to 0 to 60 and the exact same quarter mile time. I know I'm not focusing on the Acura, but like the Acura is amazing, 11 seconds, 2.9 seconds, 0 to 60, fantastic. What's not fantastic is the price, because I've been talking about the price of the Z06 and then the price of the E-Ray. Acura is a little bit hefty. You do get 21 miles per gallon though, so keep that in mind. if you like to get a little bit of oomph when it comes to your range, Acura is the way to go. I have no clue when it comes to the MPG, but probably nobody cares for the Corvette. Price, I am stalling, $171,000. Wow, that's a good amount. And when you compare it to the $104,000 for the E-Ray, yeah, no, I'll take an E-Ray. I like Acura. I think Acura is pretty cool. Again, I did say I like Chevy, but I enjoy the variety that different car manufacturers offer. As you well know, I've been doing these videos and I've been looking at hundreds of stats, and Chevy and most car brands stick to the same formulas. So when you have different car brands, it brings a little spice to your life, you know? I like it. Because 6.2 liter is in trucks, it's in the Camaro, it's in the Corvette, it's in the E-Ray. You know, I know E-Ray's a Corvette, but it's in the Stingray too. Like, it's everywhere. A 3.5 liter V6, which is twin turboed and sounds okay. It doesn't sound that great, but you know, okay. It produces a good amount of power. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like the variety. But do I like it enough to go ahead and spend what, $67,000 more? Not really. I'm just gonna be honest, no. So there you have it. Which one would you get? Personally, it's no question. E-Ray, 100% every day. Acura is pretty cool. The fact that it is going out, like this 2022 is the last year that the Acura NSX Type S is made, that's gonna make it more valuable. Obviously, it's more expensive right now. So if you can imagine, if you got your hands on one, good for you. You're doing quite well in life in general. I would say that the Corvette E-Ray is quite cool. Compared to other vehicles, quite cheap. Compared to its own lineup, not so cheap because the Stingray exists. And it's not that far off when it comes to the specs. So Corvette seems to keep one-upping itself, but just by increments, which everybody should do in life. But yeah, I'm starting to ramble. So before I start doing that, let me know in the comment section what you'd like me to go ahead and compare for future videos. Which one would you guys go ahead and get? What did I miss when it comes to this stats? Like if you want to add something else, like, I don't know, more MPGs. I don't know. Whatever you'd like me to go ahead and add, just let me know in the comment section below. But before I leave, I want to say this. Respect the speed, enjoy the journey, and love those around you. I'll see you guys next time.